citizens of Europe.
WinAmp. It really whips the llama's ass.
Good evening, Copenhagen! Are you ready for some really good rock and roll to end our evening? Starting off with the Dead Kennedys, we go way back to late 70s for the beginning of our history of WinAmp's culture and its impression on popular culture indeed. And the reason why we start with the Dead Kennedys is this guy on screen right now. Yellow B. Afra, the front man of the Dead Kennedys. He was a proper punk and he started his own record label because he didn't want to have anything to do with those capitalist pigs in the record business. So before releasing any music, he started his label, the Ostrich Tentacles. And yes, we are beginning with a story about whipping the llama's ass. Justin Frankel, one of the founders of WinAmp, is known to have owned a llama called Mike. That is not the reason why we're whipping the llama's ass. In the late 1990s, a pharmaceutical company wanted to license WinAmp to use it in educational software. But they had one thing that needed to be done. The whip the llama's ass thing had to go. It didn't go, it stayed in there, the deal was off. So, Alternative Tentacles, the record label that Yellow Biafra started, released music by an artist known as Wesley Wills. Wesley Wills was a street artist who sat on the streets of Chicago, drawing streetscapes, drawing buildings, but he also made music.
Rock guitar, jam harder like a magic kiss. Rock and roll is the music, whip that zebra's ass.
Whip the llama's ass, whip the llama's ass, whip the llama's ass, whip the llama's ass. He has 48 releases under his belt.
Like a rocking magic kiss. Rock on with your bad self. Play that rock and roll bass guitar.
Yeah, and he sat there with his keyboard, just playing the preset beats, playing this music. Whip the llama's ass, whip the llama's ass, whip the llama's ass. So, he released music on Yellow Biafra's label, 48 records in total, and this song was inspiration for the Whip the Llama's Ass, but probably not the only one. There were other things happening. So you might think, these are the fancy new goggles from Apple. Of course they're not. This is the Atari Video Music. It's a device released by Atari in 1978, a music visualizer that you could hook up to your stereo and hook up to your television set. And it would give you psychedelic representations of the music you heard. And it looks good. It looks really good. So, but does this have anything to do with llamas? Of course it does. Let me introduce you to Jeff Minter. Jeff Minter is a legendary games and software developer from Britain. He has created loads of visual synthesizers. This is one of them. This is the Tripatron he developed in 1998 for the Atari ST, later also released for the Commodore Amiga. He also did one earlier called Psychedelia for the ZX Spectrum, 1984. But his pinnacle was when he made Neon, which was the default visualizer for the Microsoft Xbox. So if you pop the CD into the Microsoft Xbox, it would visualize music like this. and he had games with llama theme. This is Llamatron 2000. You play a llama and you walk around shooting baddies, picking up little baby llamas and little baby goats. But for his visual synthesizer, he had created a llama scripting language. When that made operations, he had different indicators of how long that operation would go. It was make tea, have a fag, go to bed, go to sleep, go on holiday, go to Peru for 6 months. Peru is where llamas live. So his software company was called LlamaSoft. And when WinAmp wanted to visualize things, they did things like this, heavily inspired by Jeff Minter's LlamaSoft thing. So this is the milk drop visualizer in WinAmp that did psychedelic visualizations of music, heavily inspired by Jeff Minter. But the thing is, when your entire music collection lives as files on your computer, you want some way to represent yourself and show the world who you are. Today we do something like this. We put stickers on the back of our laptops. When WinAmp came around, we did not have laptops. We had stationary computers with huge CRT screens sitting on our desks. So we needed a way to tell the world who we were. And we could do that through WinAmp skins. And this is one of the ways that WinAmp really revolutionized user interfaces, having a really easy way to create customized UI experiences to showcase who you were and true fandom. So if you like New Order, like we're listening to now, there were loads of New Order skins on there. WinAmp skins, you can go to the WinAmp Skin Museum on the web, get a proper functioning WinAmp and try all of these out.
Move it, Babylon.
Fast forward 1996, a couple of years after WinAmp was released, a seminal record release was made. This is an album that of course had its own skin for WinAmp, and it's an album called Super Discount. This was created by French techno legend Etienne de Crécy, and it was an album called The Super Discount. It was all about having things on sale. The song you're listening to is Le Patron est devenu fou. The boss has gone crazy. And it's one of the songs on there. He was running the Paris is Burning club that revolutionized house music in Europe and gave us bands like Daft Punk, Cassius, Phoenix, and all the French artists of the big French wave. This one was a high concept album. You could build this cover from 4 different 10-inch singles. And those 4 were only 4 of the 27 releases that made up the Super Discount brand. This was at the pinnacle, the height of physical formats in 1996. And when he did the follow-up in 2004, it was the Super Discount 2. The world had changed, the music industry had changed, and all the tracks on this one were named after file sharing services. You had all of the big ones in there. Fast Track, Gorgster, BitTorrent, everything was there. Audio Galaxy, SoulSeek, LimeWire, Overnet, G2, and of course there was Napster. Napster was actually not a song on the album itself. That was a bonus track that came out a few years later. But Napster was one of those who really changed the music business.
Do you know who you are? You're freaking Lars Ulrich from Metallica. I love everything you do. What's up in that bad show you hosted?
You know what? Maybe I wouldn't have to whore myself out if you kids didn't steal my music.
Whoa. We're not stealing, okay? We're just sharing with each other, you know?
Give it up for Danish Lars Ulrich from Metallica, fucking Lars Ars. So, Metallica were the first ones to take on Napster, and they run a big lawsuit in 2000 when they ended up winning, suing the shit out of Napster for making music sharing available. But The beast was out of the box, and we had the tools to create things in our own bedrooms. And with these file sharing services, also music creation software became easily available. So people who previously could not make music themselves had the means of music production in their hands. Proper Marxist movement going on there. So they had these tools, and we got masterpieces like Danger Mouse's Grey album, where he took the Beatles' White album, Jay-Z's The Black album, combined them together song by song, and created something called the Grey album, mixing them together. So from all of this, we got not the end of music as it was. It was a big problem for the big established bands like Metallica, but it was also the birth of a new music scene where we had all of the bedroom producers, all of the legendary people, and all of those who worked in their bedrooms to create a new start, a new beginning, a new way of music, and we got remix culture. Thank you all. I'm Anders Norås. This has been the Cultural History of WinAmp. Thank you for coming. Once again, set the world on fire.
Tonight, I hear your heartbeat tonight. We can burn brighter. Shine bright. Carry me home tonight. Tonight, I'm letting go tonight. Let's make the most of the night. Dance into the beat of the drums.
If anyone smokes, this is the time to light up your lighters.
Like crazy, foolish, stupid, Gangnam Style. This pumping music. Oh, one choose it, how we do it. I gotta say that with the music.
Let's do this one more time.
I'll carry you home tonight.